What's going on, guys? I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is not one that I ever hoped to have been making. Unfortunately, Kodos Forsaken, who is a massive part of the raid community, is no longer with us. About 2 weeks ago, we didn't get the news about it. About 2 weeks ago, his last post was made in my Discord channel. This ended up being about 20 minutes or so before he was taken from us. The situation was told to me by another member of the Coliseum 2, which I'll give a breakdown of how the whole clan situation works and everything there, because the Coliseum was the cluster that I had started back in 2021, I believe. And Kodos joined my community back then and has been an extremely crucial part of it, and is now the leader, or was the leader, of all the Coliseum clans. Now, with that said, Zero Brew did a video, which I'm going to leave a link to down below. Go check it out. Sorry for the screenshot there. Go leave positive comments over there. If you knew Kodos, leave a positive comment over there as well. Give him some support. He said he's going to do another follow-up video as well, so stay tuned for that. And unfortunately, his last Discord post is right here, One Shard in a Dream, which was about 20 minutes until his motorcycle accident, which I posted in this announcements channel last weekend. So basically, as far as I'm aware, there was no speeding, no drugs, no alcohol, nothing like that. It was just a freak accident that left us in the situation where we are now, which is remembering all the good times we had with Kodos, and I guess just trying to get through this time, basically. The Coliseum cluster in general, specifically the Coliseum 2, is definitely feeling this impact significantly. They just lost their clan leader, and a lot of these players grew extremely close to Kodos over the years. I know he would join Discord chats basically every night and hang out with the members. So helpful. One of the most selfless players that I know of in Raid, who was so willing to help with countless number of accounts. There was a point where I had quit Raid, and he took over my account for a little time, and I had some takeovers going on as well, and he said he would happily take those on. So he took over that kind of stuff. He would help out so many players by running their accounts for CVC, for whether it was Hydra, Fusions, whatever it was. He was an extremely helpful Raid player, excellent part of the Raid community, hung out tons of hours in my streams over the years, and really just sucks to not have him around anymore. Let's go over a little bit how the Coliseum started. So the Coliseum was a clan cluster that I started a few years ago with a few crucial members still in the cluster. Kodos, of course, being one of them. Athalia, one of them as well, been here since the very beginning. But Kodos specifically was a player who was originally in the Coliseum 2. Eventually, there came a time where the Coliseum 1 had a member spot open up, and he moved up there. Well, fast forward a few months or a year or so, I'm not for sure exactly how long, but there was some issues within the cluster, and it was kind of starting to fall apart. Some people had one goal, other people had a different goal, and Kodos decided to take a leadership spot in the Coliseum 2, which he did a fantastic job in leading, and he eventually took over the entire cluster whenever I had moved, because I really couldn't do a good job actually managing things while trying to keep up with real life and all that kind of stuff. So he took over the Coliseum cluster in general and has done a fantastic job alongside of many other players, Doc, Twisted Chaos, many other players who I'm definitely, Athalia, as I mentioned before, but there's, like I said, many other players, Quirkzilla, who've done excellent in managing the Coliseum, but Kodos definitely was the leading hand in all of this. He took the cluster and made it an awesome community to be a part of in general, all because of him and how dedicated he was to having the clan members grow. So if we look up the Coliseum, let's see. And like I said, he would spend countless hours hanging out with people. We have the Coliseum 11, the Coliseum free to play, the Coliseum 5, 6, 7, 9, all kinds of them. Some of them are not active anymore, but there is many that are still very active, which is really cool to see. And I'm still in the Discord, so I see them chatting all the time and everything. But of course, you have some players who haven't been on in a while. But ultimately, what I want to get across is this is a big loss for these clans specifically. It's a big loss for the Raid community in general, and it sucks to see. If you want to go check out Zero Brew's video, drop some support over there, drop a positive comment. I'm sure he would love to see that as well. But to be honest, I don't have the best words to say. I don't know what to share. I just wanted to give you guys this information and pay some respect to Kodos. I wasn't for sure to do this video or not, but since Zero Brew posted his video, I did want to make an announcement as well, especially if you guys want to show some support over there, especially since he is still part of the Coliseum 2 specifically, or as sometimes Kodos would say, the real TC1, the Coliseum 1, which to be fair, sometimes they definitely were the real TC1. There was a time where his clan was destroying the Coliseum 1 and everything. Now, with that said, I do want to pull a shard in his honor. Now, he was always chasing Krisk and Brogni. He was a massive fan of Clan Boss, helped me out with a few videos back in, I believe, Emic time. He helped me out with a few videos then with some Clan Boss speed tunes, helped out countless number of players speed tune their Clan Boss teams, as well as tons of other teams. But he was always looking for Krisk and Brogni. Now, I think he actually pulled them because his account was pretty stacked, but I do want to pull for Armands. I think I should be at Sacred Shard Mercy, and I would love nothing more to have a awesome champion join my account that I can remember him by. So let's see if we get a legendary here in remembrance of Kodos. Probably pull 2 to see if we get something here. If not, well, it is what it is, but 2 Sacred Shards for him. That's fine. Let's see. There we go. Legendary. That's awesome. That is actually awesome. So that's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and instantly take him up. Well, hey, this is a champion I've been wanting for a long time. Couldn't think of a better video to do this on. As I was about to post the video, I remembered there was a time I was about to do a gear cleanse for Kodos. I jumped into his account many times for different things. I don't have access to his account anymore, but Zero Brew does. So if you want to see it, go over there. With that said, during that gear cleanse, he had told me there was only one thing he was wholly over, and that was his Relentless gear. Well, and his refresh and reaction accessories. But his Relentless gear specifically, I was not really sure what to expect when going in. Well, this was 2 years ago. The gear inventory was much smaller, but this is one screenshot of his Relentless. This is the second screenshot of his Relentless, the third screenshot of his Relentless, but there's more, the 4th spot and the 5th spot of Relentless. Remember, back then, we didn't have this many gear slots. Let me see how many we had, because I told him how many I cleansed it down to, 1,300. So we had 300 less gear slots than before, and I'm pretty sure majority of those were taken up by his Relentless stuff. And I saw a pair of gloves in that I'm like, who's this going on? What are you doing? And he said that, yeah, he knows he has some pieces that are not so good, but I guess he just really liked Relentless pieces. He says, don't get ready, stay ready. So I thought it was kind of interesting to add into there. That was one of the most surprising things that I had seen during my gear cleanses that wasn't just keeping bad gear, all that kind of stuff. I've definitely seen that. I've seen people sell all of their flat stat pieces, including their weapons, helmets, and accessories, or weapons, helmets, and shields that can literally only be flat main stat. Kodos would never. But this was pretty crazy collection of Relentless gear. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I thought it was pretty interesting. I do have a 6-star soul waiting for Armands. I will get him built up. This is an awesome champion to remember him by because this is somebody who I will be using a lot. Now, with that said, Kodos, we're going to miss you, dude. I hope to see you one day when I get to heaven. But to everybody else, I love you all. Hope you have a great rest of your day. If you have some fond memories of Kodos, drop them down below. And if you didn't know Kodos at all, well, just maybe spend a little bit of extra time with those that you love, whether in gaming or in real life, because you never know when their last message is going to be sent. Later, guys.